think more of this will happen. Mobile payments is prevalent. There's more mobile payment transactions than any other payment transaction. And so the future, in my mind, is not so much for this to become more real. Even in South Africa, there's a lot of mobile payment transactions. This kind of technology has become very prevalent. I think that the future is using those type of transactions to develop new products, saving products, risk products, insurance products, things that would otherwise not have been able to be sold in a cash economy. I mean, for instance, an interesting statistic, I don't know how much it's changed because I've now been on this 2-year sabbatical, is that in Nigeria, there's very few people with car insurance. There's quite a few people with cars. But car insurance is not big. And one of the reasons it's not big is that if you take out car insurance, you have to pay at least a year, sometimes 2 years premiums up front. There's no debit orders. There's not a mechanism of doing. Now, think about car insurance in South Africa. How big an industry is that? And it's built on the fact that we have quite an advanced payment infrastructure in South Africa. So what I'm saying is, what mobile payments has done is it created a payment infrastructure that's quite flexible and has brought more people into digital currencies. And it is busy creating opportunities for products on top of that. The exit was a planned exit. We were doing quite well when we were exiting. We had about 30% of the industry's market share. 1 in every 3 transactions were going through Fundamo software. We were operating in 34 countries. Gartner and Forrester and all those analysts rated as number 1 on every aspect. So we were clear leaders. But something started happening. We bumped into Nokia selling mobile payments. And while our technology was better and we were extremely confident, they were still Nokia. They could get into C-level decision makers, and if they want to sell into Kuala Lumpur, they just contacted the local office. We didn't have that. Nokia's brand, many people knew. Fundamo's brand was just in industry. We started bumping to SAP. Remember, they bought Paybox. And so suddenly we saw a maturity in the industry. And I think it actually became real that many of the startups now are fighting against the big brands. So in 2010, about the middle of 2010, we said, this is it. It's becoming mainstream now, and it's the right time to exit. And we've got to find the right partner. So we went through a very, very well-planned process where we identified 250 possible buyers. We contacted all of them with a very, very well-managed and structured process. I made presentations so many times during that time. By December, we had it whittled down to about 15 companies. The beginning of the year, there was 2 left, and both of them were interested. And then we selected Visa. And in my view, on many levels, Visa was the right acquirer for Fundamo. If you look at it from our clients, if you look at it from our staff, it was, in my view, the right decision. And of course, the price was not to shame.